Welcome, everybody, to the East of Elvins 310 podcast. You know who it is. Starts with a T, ends with an I. It's Travioli on January 12th, 2025, with ShowMe Green, the one and only, co-host of the East of Elvins 310 podcast. How you doing, ShowMe Green?
I'm doing wonderful. How about you?
Doing good, besides we're doing this online sesh again, bro.
Yeah, it's still pretty icy and gross out there.
It is, so...
Hoping it'd melt a little bit more yesterday, but it didn't do shit.
Right. Not enough that we needed anyhow, you know. Shit's falling off the roofs now and stuff, so that's interesting. See, you got that pipe going there. What are you smoking on? Show me.
Roadhead.
Roadhead, nice. So you plan to be smacked in the road.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I just loaded up a dab of it too, so.
Hell yeah. So you got dab and the flower.
Yeah.
Your boy Travioli smoking on Mac Warren. Had special delivery from a friend today. A little bit of hydro there. It's going to be a little of that sativa to keep the head going, keep me motivated, keep me focused. We'll see if it works.
Mac One's good stuff. I like Mac One.
Mac One's good, and it's one of those ones when you smell it, it's like, and it's not even the limonene in it. It's another terp, which today we're going to talk a little bit about terps and sleep, because, you know, I've been having some weird dreams, show me. We talked about earlier when I told you that's one of the topics I wanted to cover is how I can get some people some better sleep, educate them on some other cannabinoids besides just THC. You've been dreaming?
Yeah, man. I notice my dreams are a lot more vivid if I have like a big dab or something right before going to bed. I need to take and wait like 45 minutes and then go to bed.
Okay.
But yeah, last night I had this crazy dream where, I don't know, for some reason I was in my room and I had to eat t-shirts for some reason.
Oh, wow.
So I ate like 2 t-shirts that were cut into strips, and then I had to take and pull them back out. So it was like some weird circus shit, you know, clown is constantly pulling the flags out of the mouth or whatever.
Right,
you know?
and they just never stop. They just keep going and going and going.
Yeah, it did that until I woke up.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was really weird. It's trippy. I don't want to do that again. So.
And what'd you do the dab of?
Roadhead.
Oh, Roadhead. Okay.
Yep.
So it was an indica. It's an indica. So definitely. What's happening to me here lately is your boy's running out of gummies. So I only had some sativa gummies in there. So I went ahead and took 30, 40 milligrams of my sativa gummies last night. I figured I'd play the game, watch the football game. Shout out Ravens to my great aunt Carol. She's wanting to see them go through. She listens. She's a fan too. So yeah, but did that, ate the gummies, enjoyed the night, went to bed, still fell asleep. But I have dreams too, bro, and they're vivid. And mine are me getting up checking things. And it's crazy. I'll have a dream that I get up and go check the furnace, check the vents. Like I'm having these dreams, I'm walking around. I must be cold. I'm having these dreams that I'm going around checking all the vent sources, making sure they're not closed by accidentally walking across, you know, dragging the feet, or a cat ain't asleep on top of a fucking vent. Like, I don't know about you, but man, one cat guaranteed to get a vent every damn time. And then I'll wake up and I'll be like, man, do I need to go check the vents? And I'm like, why the fuck do I need to check the vents? That's not a thing. But I'll be in bed, and so there's 20 minutes that I've woke up, and I'm like, I'm able to go back to sleep, but when I'm on my indica gummies or even hybrid or just straight distillate, I don't have as awakening dreams. It seems like I sleep longer, and if I can get 6 hours, that's what I usually shoot for.
Yeah, same here. That's normally about how much I sleep every night is 6 hours.
So we'll come back on this later on in the show. I got some cool graphs and stuff that we'll cover and teach you about maybe how you can better your sleep. Because uneducated person, even me being educated, I wanted to be high, so it didn't matter. I took the sativa gummies, but
yeah,
you know, if I would have had indica, I would have took them. But since I didn't, so just sometimes people don't even know the difference. So they think the gummies don't help them sleep. Well, maybe it's because their body and their cannabinoid system's just fighting that sativa, the terps that are delivered in that gummy. So. That being said, one of the biggest things, show me, that I think I'd like to cover is our nomination for the award show.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing this slide. Look at me learning things. We'll see here. Presentation. Get that pulled up here. All
So
right.
there it is.
So this is the East of Elvis 310 podcast. There. Thanks to Kyle Wright on that logo. Big shout out to them and Tippy Joe Show and the Barn Network.
Yep.
Permanent Farms are sponsors hosting the Cannabis Social Media Content Creators Award Show 2025. So there are some wonderful sponsors: Elevated STL, we got Recharge, we got Double Dog, Easy Plug. There's a couple others. Shout out to Permanent Farms. So yeah,
Yeah.
Permanent Farms. This is the categories that they have there. Look at all them listings. What'd you think about when you read over some of these? Show me.
Man, I was kind of surprised that there was 20 different entries.
I agree.
I mean, that's
But
a
you know
lot
what?
of different categories, man. That's a lot of material to go over, but I get it too. They are trying to involve everybody.
There is. It's a culture, and in a culture, there's a lot of different aspects, a lot of different talent. Again, this is bringing 20 different people together. If a way to look at it, there'll be 20. Some of them will be double nominated. We got double nominated. We got number 12 and number 14. So best cannabis podcast, best new cannabis content creator. That's huge.
Yeah.
Like for our first 7 months, man. Like we're in this. We're doing it. I told you at the beginning, just to get nominated would be amazing.
Hmm.
And then when that happened, it was like mic drop.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you,
all of our
everybody. Thank you, listeners. Thank you for everybody that
exactly.
followed and subscribed. Like we're doing this. It's growing, still growing. Uh, if we win this, it's just going to be able to add to that many more people out there as far as like bringing
Yep.
us together.
Yep. For sure.
So
Get the
yeah,
word
I
out to
think
more
that's great.
people.
It also gives Show Me Green maybe some stuff to work on this year. Like I'm sure some of these are really interesting for him that he would love to have behind his belt.
Oh yeah, like best
Yes.
photo period content.
Yep.
You know,
That would
there's
definitely be
quite
up
a
your
few
alley.
on here. Yep.
They even got autoflower content.
Yeah, I see that. Yep.
Interesting.
That's great that they're trying to take and keep the autoflower growers involved also.
100%. You don't want to die it out. I mean, it's neat. People are doing amazing things with it too.
Hmm.
Uh, let's see. So yeah, we got that one. Permanent Farm. I want to give a shout out to the Permanent Farms, for sponsoring this. When he reached out and said, "You guys are nominated. You guys are definitely nominated for more than one," I was like, "Fuck yeah, we
Yeah.
did
That's pretty cool.
it!" So yeah, come February, the voting's going to start. We're going to touch more base every episode. We're going to bring this up because we respect your guys' time and efforts of taking and go and subscribe. And y'all went there and got us nominated, so we want to deeply appreciate that. And then yeah, let's go ahead and try to get these votes come February.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely looking forward to it. We'll be posting more about it. Oh man, she looks peaceful.
She is very peaceful in a very nighttime atmosphere there. I see the stars and the pot leaves. I'm glad we
Yeah,
got the
she didn't
slides up
take
here
us
so
through
they
the
can see
gummy.
them as well now. These are
She
some
hit those
nice
indicas.
created slides by your boy Travioli here. So, CBN. We've talked about it before. We've covered it a little bit. We talked about how your plants can overgrow and produce more CBN.
Yeah.
CBN is not a psychoactive cannabinoid. It's not. Some people say it does help them sleep. However, there's little science evidence behind it to support a lot of things right now, besides it just being a sleep aid. But we're learning. We're learning by bud tenders learning and teaching us, and new products coming out from cultivations and manufacturers. They're just coming up with all kinds of new science now.
Hmm.
But yeah, limited studies on a lot of things. So that's just, it is what it is on that. Safety and drug interactions. There isn't much information about CBN safety or possible drug interactions. Positive for drug tests. I think this is a lot of people ask this when they come into a dispensary. Will
Hmm.
CBD or CBG or CBN cause me to fail a drug test? Because they might be a correction. They might be in a position where they can't fail, or that they put their family at risk. Because the CBN is similar to THC, it could cause a positive cannabis drug test. So it could manage it's your dosage. If you're
Hmm.
slamming 1,000 milligrams of CBD a day, you're probably going to show slight use of THC.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if you're taking drug tests and everything, then I mean, it's probably best just not to do it. If you're worried about your job and your job is how you're supporting a family and everything, it's better just to have the peace of mind of not worrying about it.
Which goes back to the last episode, get med card if possible.
Exactly. Go and get your medical card so you're covered.
Charts. Because
Yeah.
growing up in a factory, I love charts. So, what this chart is here is percentage of people that sleep. This is your sleep. We talked about it at the beginning of the episode. I like 6, 7 hours of sleep. 7's great. 6 is doable. 5, 6, that happens, you know.
hmm
You about the same, show me?
Yeah. Yeah. I sleep about 5, normally about 6 hours, 2 REM cycles, and then I'm
Well,
awake.
even before I sent the chart to you, if you notice, the cannabis is blue, which is going to be 6 to 8 hours. So
hmm
that's cannabis users. That's what they're averaging, about 6 to 8 hours. That again, this ain't people that's in deep pain, dealing with health issues that put them in chronic pain. This is just a basic. We ask so many people kind of deal.
hmm
PSA. Not really sure what that is. Do you know what PSA stands for?
No. Need to look at that.
Personal something. We'll pretend it's alcohol. I'm sure it's alcohol related. Maybe. Anyways, only 20 people get 6 to
That
8
might
sleep.
be that might be something to do with prescriptions,
Yeah,
because then it has over the counter labeled next to it, and
that's
then
probably
cannabis plus.
pharmacist. Yep. I bet you're right. So
Yeah,
that's
I'd
sleep
say
aid
it's
for that.
pharmaceutical.
Then the OTC is going to be the over the counter, like you said. These are low numbers. Like look how much dramatic difference there is between cannabis and then the first two.
hmm
Cannabis plus sleep aid. I like this one because some cannabis out there now has CB or melatonin in it. So melatonin is a sleep aid that you can go and buy a gummy at a dispensary that has THC, CBN, and melatonin in it. And as a person that used to use melatonin, crazy dreams, yeah, very
Yeah.
super crazy dreams. Uh, it was nuts, to be honest with you. But you build up such a tolerance, you end up taking so much, and it's not good to take in that much melatonin.
Right. Yeah. Well,
And then no aid.
it's not to be meant to be an everyday for months on end kind of thing, you know. It's just whenever you're having a hard time sleeping. But cannabis, you can get away with it. You can't with melatonin the same way.
It's just crazy. I mean, if I was only getting 3 hours sleep a night, 24 hours a day, 3 of it sleep,
Guess you'd be like,
that's major health problem, major health risks.
yeah, be pretty wore out, man. Die young.
CBN may help with by reducing psychological arousal. I said arousal and interacting with endocannabinoid system.
Endocannabinoid system.
I gotta get
Uh,
the font bigger on these slides. I apologize, guys. I think it's a sign I need glasses too.
well, this is our first slideshow on here, so we're getting it figured out.
Yeah, we're getting. Yeah, thanks. Show me. There you go. Show me.
Yep.
We're getting you to be able to see just like through our eyes. One of my favorite terpene charts. We keep going back to terpenes because I want you to get that in your head. Caryophyllene we talk about a whole lot. Myrcene we talk about a lot.
hmm
These are the temperatures which we've talked about before that really burning in a joint, you're kind of burning those terps up, which is kind of
Yep.
like those nice devices that Show Me Green brings over to the show. Night and day difference, aren't it, Show Me?
Oh yeah. Yep. I mean, the great part about this too is it also has their cook-off point to where what temperatures actually cook them off. You can see different terpenes on here. They have different rates or temperature ratings. So I'm kind of looking as I'm going around the wheel. But as you can see, like
And a little
Borneol takes 415 degrees,
and just like we saw in
whereas
prior episode,
caryophyllene that takes 320. So there's a big difference in temperatures that they can get
big
these to cook
difference.
off.
Which is why it's nice to usually go with the middle setting. I always go with I recommend doing the middle setting on anything, any device I use. I
Mm,
don't like it too soft. I definitely don't like it too hot. The only time I'd use it hot is if you'd actually run into some THC diamond, like something that's more of a solid consistency that needs to be hotter. Again, we'll have these terps, but using a torch and heating up the end of a glass, I mean, you're going to reach temperatures of 900 quicker than you think you are.
Yeah, for sure.
End of a
I
blunt
have
burns at
my
1600 degrees. So, I mean, a torch to glass has got to hold some temp.
yeah. I mean, on my dab right, I have mine. Let's see, I have it set at 590, and that cooks off. That's like it's not a hot dab, but it's not a cold dab. It's pretty
Okay.
much right in the middle, you know. But it'll cook off whatever I need, and that's 590. So that's more than enough to take and cook all of these terpenes. But
Which,
that's a good point. I mean, a blunt cooks a lot hotter than that.
yeah. I mean, the cherry is like 1600 degrees. So, I mean, that's why a blunt tastes good at the beginning. But once you start getting a quarter way through it, it just kind of just is getting you high because you're burning you don't burn them up. You
Hmm.
done inhaled what benefit terps there is, and now you're just enjoying the THC, which is going to make you feel a type of way, which is what most people are looking for.
Yep. Yep.
Until they start feeling using these devices and seeing. I also want to say, show me. I found out over at Main Street Grocery Supply the other day when I stopped by there, they got Puffco
Oh, do they?
atomizers. So if your Puffco ever you need a new atomizer, or you need a new bucket, or you need some, check out Main Street Grocery Supply. I picked up one the other day. They got them there for 45, $50, but it's nice. It's a brand new one. They last forever.
Oh, that's cool.
Don't overuse your bucket. Like, use dosage size. Don't you think? Show me. Like, what do you use? Rice size, or do you put a half a gram in at once?
Honestly, no, not half a gram. It kind of depends on the size of my bucket and
What?
what I'm temperature I'm burning at. Like, if I want to take a low temp dab and I want to have a lot of terps, then I'll use like I don't know if you can even see it. Do you see like the
Oh
size of
yeah.
that with a
Look
couple
at
of
that
fingers
banger.
in it?
Oh, and
Uh,
pearls. Got the
yeah,
terp pearls.
yeah, I got the terp pearls in there. But yeah, I'm normally I'd say like 0.2 milligrams.
Point two.
Yeah.
So
Um,
a little bit larger than that. But like you said, know your bucket size. They do. If you realize that you're needing to put more in there, you can buy a bigger bucket. Like, they
exactly.
make bigger buckets that can go on the Puffco and these different devices as well.
Hmm. And the more that you dab and more you do this, the more your tolerance goes up. So the bigger of a bucket you're gonna want.
Right.
Once you get started down the hash road, you just want to keep going down
Ain't no joke.
it.
As a stoner growing up, CBD, we ran from it forever. This is one of the charts that I found when I was in the industry that I love a lot because it shows you like medical benefits of the cannabis plant. CBD is almost half the medical benefits of the cannabis plant. I've ran from what's the most medical benefit part of the plant most of my life.
Hmm.
Now that I'm seeing that a lot of topicals that has CBD in it helps with my arthritis. It helps with my inflammation. It can help pain because pain, dry skin. Sometimes it can hurt. A lot of different lot of different benefits that people don't really talk about too much. But this will show you the THC Delta 9, which is your cannabis that you're always used to. Cancer cell growth. Like, it's just crazy if you read some of these things.
Hmm. Yeah, you know, it's hard too to find like because whenever you start growing, dude, you're not growing for CBD normally unless
No.
you're like
Most of the time, no.
so it's really hard to find good CBD strains as well for you to start growing that or have a good reputation, a good breeder behind them. Um, if you're looking for one that does have a good reputation, if you want to do autoflowers, you can take and go with Mephisto. They have some really good one-to-one CBD THC strains. And as for actual photo periods, I haven't searched out any kind of photo period seeds that
I
are
have only
CBD.
think I've seen autos. I
Really?
mean, at Main Street Grow Supply, I've seen auto CBD strains, mainly
Yeah,
one to ones. He carries them. He has, but I think they're autos. I don't think they're photos.
yeah. But like I said, I haven't really searched them, so they are a little bit harder if going from the grow side to
Power
take and
off.
find.
CBN doesn't typically cause a person to feel drowsy. It just kind of helps promote. That's what I would tell people. So whenever people are in there, like, oh, so it's going to make me high and tired. No, it's going to make you, once you fall asleep, stay asleep. It's going to help kind of like keep your REMs down where they need to be so you can maintain a good solid sleep. Maybe not toss and turn. That hips, the shoulder pain that I deal with, I'm constantly tossing and turning like a rotisserie chicken. I'm just fucking
Yeah.
flopping shit, every couple hours because of my shoulders. It sucks. So like when I do have CBN, sometimes I wake up the way I'm laid down, which is fucking amazing. 6 hours of no tossing and turning, no getting up checking the vents.
Yeah.
But
Use the bathroom.
right. Going restroom, yeah, that's another thing because that's the first thing that hits your mind when you wake up. Go restroom.
Yeah.
Drowsiness is sometimes potential sides, taking too much. Well, they're cannabinoids like CBD. So taking CBN with other like CBD and THC, all those are going to play a different role, which is going to help you. Like the THC is going to help you fall asleep quicker. CBN is going to help you keep you asleep. CBD is going to help restore. I like using that word with CBD, restore.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was kind of think, that's just the entourage effect, taking the plant how it was actually created, how it's been growing for thousands of years. When you start taking away from something, you're going to have different effects as soon as that's taken away, right?
Right. 100%.
So,
I thought
I,
this was a pretty cool fun fact, too. Does CBN cause hair loss? Hey, your boy's losing it, is all I'm saying. So is CBN doing that?
yeah, so what that tells me, man, is take and harvest your plants when they're
And
like nowhere past cloudy.
man, if you're going to keep growing that hair out, yeah, you're going to need to do that. You're going to have to do that. While CBD may cause hair growth, what? Several other phytocannabinoids, THC, CBN, CBG, CBC, THCV, may lead to hair loss. So some of these other cannabinoids may lose to hair loss. I don't know.
uh,
Willie Nelson's got thick hair, don't he?
uh, I don't know, man. I don't think so. Not so much anymore. He still has the braids, I think.
Yeah, he's got braids. Yeah, he wears a hat like me.
Look at that.
So taking a corner turn here, there's the studio. But if you notice the top of it here, all the ice melting off. I was telling ShowMe Green back in the day, that's how they busted places. They'd find these grow places out there, and they wouldn't think about having access to heat so easy. You know what I mean? Why is the roof melting off in this cabin that's out in the woods and there ain't no chimney stack? Well, they might have high intensified lights growing some cannabis herb in there, which is what's happening here. I saw that the other day and I laughed. I'm like, yeah, I'm the only one that has half my garage melted off around here.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to take pictures with the snow. You know, that was a skeleton of one of the pot plants out back. So I don't know how it balled up the snow like that, but I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it is kind of cool.
There's wife on the car. Just how much snow we got, man. That's Amy Does Sports out there getting the Chiefs logo showing for the playoffs and everything. Brother Ethan up, same time, two different states. No snow in sight over there, and Ethan's up in the air on top of that. I don't know what he's doing. Shout out to Ethan.
Yeah, dude. It's like a dangerous
That's a
job.
crane lifting that up, man. That's a heavy, heavy operation right there.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy the difference though. But where's he at?
So he's in Indiana. So that's what he's been messing with doing lately. So
Man, Indiana, you think they'd be having it worse than us?
right. It's great. Even my aunt called me and she was like, "Oh, you guys aren't having near the snow that I got." And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Well, we have like, I forgot." She said she had 6 inches before we got this round. I'm like, "Oh, we only had like 2 inches of ice at that point."
Dude, that was a lot of ice, and it just kept on coming.
It did, and it messed up our sesh last week. So this week we're stuck again,
Yep.
and I hated to bust it to you, but yeah, I heard that we're getting another one coming.
Yeah, that's exciting.
'Cause
Hopefully, we hold up through it just as good as this one, though. The
Right.
town, in town, I mean, they held it together pretty well. People weren't out of power for very long.
Right. No, every now and then, I mean, they went out for a little bit. I think there was down Tyler, one of our River Tyler. He
Yeah.
was out power for like a day and a half, which would be miserable. He was running straight on generators. Uh, hap- yeah. So I mean, it's scary. I got lucky. Knock on wood. There's wood behind this brick wall. Uh, but yeah, we got lucky. It flickered. It worried me a little bit, but I had some of the listeners bring a generator just in case.
Mhm.
Poor J Dog, man,
He was
froze
out of
in
power for a
solid.
while.
He was without power for a while. He kept his grow going. I hope his bonsais and everything kept up. I mean, he puts a lot of effort into that.
Yeah.
We tried getting him on here, but the storm has his internet running slow. So, you know,
Dude, that's
we're
like
trying
a
to make
grower's
shit
worst
happen.
nightmare right there.
Thanks to Riverside, we're able to do this at least.
Yeah. No, it is. It's like the grower's worst nightmare is just the power is going off.
Oh
Especially
yeah,
depending on where your plants are at in cycle. You don't care if it's during their sleep cycle. You just gotta make sure that you open up the doors of the tent or whatever, and so the air can still move. But other than that, it sucks. Like we had two power outages. One was for 20 minutes, and then one was for 30. So I didn't have anything to worry about. I knew my plants would take and go right through that. But beyond that, like a few hours, you can get away with. But if your lights are out for half a day during their light cycle, you're gonna want to be checking them pretty close after that, just to make sure that they didn't pop any bananas or anything, any male pollen sacs.
ugh,
What you call
it
bananas?
happens too.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and when he was having a little bit of problems with his grow, we were talking about it. And one thing I wanted to take and bring up for you growers out there is keep in mind of your soil temperature and the water temperature that you're watering your plants with.
Ooh,
Okay, you want your soil temperature to be between 70 and 78 degrees. So and soil thermometers are cheap. You can take and pick them up. They even sell them in the garden section at Walmart. So
they
you can take
usually have two prongs sticking off the end.
yeah, and you put that in there and just test your soil temperature. If it drops down below that 70 degree mark, a lot of nutrients stop being available. And I know for us growers in basements, sometimes you gotta really pay attention to that soil temperature. Your leaves are gonna start changing colors, turning yellow, and while from the middle all the way out, while they're still in veg cycle or really early in flower. And it's because they can't take up any nutrients. The soil is too cold, or even watering with too cold of water, and that actually brings down your soil temperature, and then they can't uptake it. It has to wait for external heat to heat it back up.
So water them with freezing cold water kind of would make them shrivel.
Yeah, well, that's an old trick to take and get color to take and come out of your when they're late.
Sorry, I had to do that.
But that's an old old trick to take and get color to come out later on in flower, and then but you do that later on when they're like 2 days out from being chopped, or the last week that you're flushing. But other than that, no. I mean, think about it yourself. Do you want to take and go and put your feet into an ice bath if you don't have to? Essentially, that's what the plant is feeling. You treat them the same as you. If you want to take and get into a nice lukewarm bath or a hot bath, I wouldn't go with hot. You might burn
No.
roots. But like I said, in between 70 and 78, that's perfect for them.
If you're giving them hot water too, you're probably giving them more calcium than they need out of that water heater. Because even if you got a good water softener and shit, that heat's coming from there. So I mean, you're giving it a lot more elements than it's naturally going to get outside.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's the only grow tips that I had for today.
Oh yeah. So did you do your dab and get through your bowl?
I made it through my bowl. I didn't want to take that hit while we still had a little bit of show left, because it
Ah,
kind of makes me go, you know,
I got you. We doing.
yeah, a little sideways.
We both be on the show. We're just kind of doing this.
Makes you zone
So
out a
you want to
bit.
come? You want to throw out that information about the North Night Out we were talking about? They got it's someone's birthday.
Yeah, it's the Betty White. Let's see here. Let me pull that back up. Oh,
We love going to North Night Out events. Shout out to Corinne, Neil Leonard, all them people out there that's doing big things, all their staff. There's going to be another big event. It's going to be at TJ's again, which is
hmm,
an amazing place, man. We enjoyed that food. It was so great.
it was really good. Their wings were
If this,
really good.
if the storm don't come back, oh, the wings were fire. I forgot about that.
Yeah, the wings were really good. Okay, so it's Saturday the 25th from 6 to 10 p.m. Uh, Address 8641 E Commercial Boulevard, Peebly, Missouri. All right, and it is Happy Birthday Betty White. They're going to have a Golden Girls costume contest. There you go.
Yeah, Betty White. Yeah.
They got the costume contest, and they have a smoking lounge. Uh, have glass
Hopefully
vendors
they got that
again.
hot box tent again. Remember?
Uh-huh. Yeah, dude, that was nice.
I want
That
one
was
so bad.
that was nice.
That was like an
Dude,
instant
so
studio,
bad.
dude. We need to get one once we get funds coming in. We need to get one of those so our podcast will just be like, where do we set up?
Yeah,
And it's like
exactly.
we turn on a fan and this building fucking blows up, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" And
Yeah.
then we fill it with cannabis smoke, bro. We get something and put some cannabis in it, so when it sucks air in, we'll light it and fill it up with cannabis smoke. So then when we're done, we can reverse it and just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know if it'll work like that or not. But
We
either
can
way,
figure something out.
what it was a big vent. It was probably a 9 by 12 room, and literally it's air powered. Just a building. It's like 8 foot ceiling. It was cool.
Yeah. Oh, also, there for the donation on at North Bend, dog pet food or pet supplies, and they're offering a Puffco Peak.
Nice.
So bring
We've
some
been
dog
trying to win
food.
this for a minute, but it's for a good cause.
Yep.
Uh, that's the other big thing about these events. Yeah, it's stoners getting together, but damn, they're donate. Look at all the foods and toys. Look at all the toys that were donated during the toy drive. Look at all the food that gets donated to shelters, the dog animal shelters and shit. So they're just doing great things all around.
Yep. Absolutely. Taking care of
So
our community and a little bit of animal and just regular community.
that's
Yep.
why
Definitely
we
can.
kick it.
Yep.
We get it. So that being said, another Riverside episode here for you. Um, I'm gonna try to get it on Spotify, but I know I can get it on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, subscribe. We're in 2 different counties right now. Or no, we're in the same county, 2 different cities. But I'm flossing on Davis Crossing. I don't got one. I don't got one for Farmington yet, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come up with one, man. I'm not that clever, like on the fly kind of guy, you know.
Well, I'll do some work. That being said, we want to thank you guys for tuning in and your
Yeah.
time. And yeah, anytime. Oh, I had a couple people I want to give a shout out to that gave some show ideas. I posted in there if anybody has any ideas to jump in my DMs. I
Mhm.
love saying that. Nobody really ever does. But hey, now that I got podcasts, there's people jumping in the DMs. So we're homeless, awareness to homeless in our area. Like there's a lot of stuff that I didn't know, and funding that went away that I didn't know about. And I got a couple friends and we got a couple listeners that listen to our show, and they thought it would be a good thing to bring up maybe some homeless awareness. So I'm looking forward to having him on and doing that interview. And plus, there's a couple of music people that we're going to be doing interviews with. Mr. Jordan Brumstock, a friend of mine that I met in St. Louis at a Riff Raff concert. Now he opens for Tech Nine. He makes a living in Kansas City doing music. He's ready to be on the show. It'll be an episode like this. So show me green. I'll probably have you in the studio whenever weather gets better, and then we'll reach out and interview him just like this.
Yeah.
So he's definitely down for interview at any time. I have a couple people in different states. Bud Tender out in Oregon, BC. One of my first people I met in Oklahoma when I moved down there. He's a bud tender. I like to talk about industry talk, about the different states from being so longevity in between. I think that would be a good conversation. I got a homie up in Michigan that's doing big things, Mr. Kenny. Again, up there you can get 10 carts for $100. 10 carts from a dispensary for $100. That's insane. That's $10 a 1 gram cart. There's some here in Missouri still at $55 a cart. I mean, that's crazy. Like, what the fuck are they doing different?
Yeah, no shit, man.
So maybe the talk and just collaborating with different states and people in the industry and like see how cannabis is so different in different states. I mean, it's crazy. So big things to come. 2025, we're here. ICE is trying to hold us back, but we're fucking
Trying.
going strong. Like the Mighty Ducks jersey I'm wearing. That's how
Oh
strong
yeah,
we're
man.
going. With that
Yep,
being
that's awesome.
said, y'all stay warm and thanks for your time again. Peace.